Hello and welcome to Palace Fan TV for Jim and Jay's final say post Sunderland game where Palace didn't lose but didn't win either. 2-2 draw at the Stadium of Light thanks to a late Fabio Borini goal. It looked like Palace were going to finally get that first win of 2016 thanks to two Connor Wickham goals, but Borini popped up with I think it's fair to say it was a very good strike. I've seen a few people on Twitter having a go at Hennessy. To me, it looks like a brilliant strike. No one was expecting it. I think we were all expecting a cross, and he's arrowed it into the far corner. Whether he meant it or not, I don't know. But it's a really good strike, and on replay, Hennessy's not expecting it. I think any keeper would struggle to save that. To be honest, you can lay the blame at Hennessy for quite a few things, but I don't think you can for that goal. I think that's really quite harsh, and I think that's people letting their prejudices of Hennessy get away from them. And really, actually, he wasn't. I thought he was fairly solid in the game, to be honest. Saved everything he could have done, let in the Borini goal, and then let in the first goal as well, which was a huge deflection off Scott Dan, which he would have got if Dan hadn't got in the way. So I think people are starting to build up a bit of a campaign against Hennessy and letting that get in the way of a fair judgment. And a fair judgment tonight is that I think he played okay and did all right and did his job. But it was a weird game for Palace because we started off very nervy. We really are a confidence team because we were very fragile in the first half, and then in the second half when we got that goal from Wickham, for the next 10-15 minutes we were fantastic. We were all over them and looked like Palace from the first half of the season, and all it took was a goal. All it took was a little bit of confidence, and for some reason that seems to be what really boosts us at the moment. We don't seem to have much confidence in ourselves going into games though, and if we lose the ball or have a bit of spell where we're under pressure, we look nervy and we don't really sort of look confident at all. Um, and Sunderland scored during the first half when they had periods of pressure, quite a few shots raining down on Hennessy. There seemed to be a lot of space in between the midfield and the defence, and Defoe and his teammates were picking up on that and dropping into space and then driving forward. So something wasn't quite right there. But Palace are stronger, or at least more effective, when they're getting the ball and carrying it out and holding on to it for a bit. And when we were fragile tonight and under pressure, we didn't hold on to it. When we did, and we started getting out to Wilf, and he would carry it for a bit, or Much would carry it for a bit, we played 10 yards further up the pitch, and we looked a bit more confident. And we were a bit unlucky. Dan could have scored in the first half with that header that was well saved by Manoni. Um, we've I think 2 was probably a fair result, to be honest. I mean, when the luck's not going your way, when you're struggling, any other day that one goes off Dan and goes out for a corner, or it rolls into Hennessy's arms. Any other day, Borini's shot is skied, or doesn't flashes across the goal and no one gets a touch. You could argue maybe Sacco should have done better to get back and do some more covering, which Blassie had done very well all game. But it's just one of those things when you're not playing well, luck goes against you. And last season we went there, we were flying, and everything went our way. And Blassie scored with all 3 touches, and we cruised to a win. And at the moment, things aren't really going our way, but we've still come away with a credible draw, and we've definitely earned it. And there was some good performances in there. I do think Jordan Much had another good game. I know on the monthly review Terry was saying he wasn't a fan, but I think he's actually been quite good in the last few games. Now he's had a run in the team, and he was tracking back and digging in and giving it away a few times, but the whole team was giving it away. When we looked fragile, our passing really went to pot, but Much was battling hard and doing quite well, so fair play to him. And man of the match, of course, was Connor Wickham with 2 fantastic strikes. First one, absolutely brilliant. Second one, nearly broke the net. He is a confidence player, but he's looking confident. And in the first half, he was holding the ball up well. Didn't have a lot to play with, but I thought he looked better. He's starting to show us what we saw at the start of the season when we thought we were getting this new big bulky striker up top, and now we're finally seeing that. Unfortunately, it's come quite late in the season, and we could have done one of the goals earlier. But 4 in 2 games is not too bad at all, and they were 2 very, very good finishes. And even after that, he was holding up the ball well and dragging defenders. Could have set up Joe Ledley late on with a little back heel, but chose to drag on into the box and then lost the ball. But I think Wickham is man of the match by an absolute mile, and he's proving really he is the guy up top. He went off late on for Adebayor, probably a substitution for tiredness, but we instantly looked less threatening going forward. And I think Much has proven over the last 2 games that if we're going to play one up top out of the 2 of those guys, it's got to be him. Adebayor is not offering what Wickham is. So fair play to him. 2 good goals, and of course, really, when you think about it, he was always going to score at Sunderland, wasn't he? It was written for him to do that, especially after his 2 goals at West Brom at the weekend. So yeah, it was disappointing in some respects to lose it to lose it. I mean, it feels like a defeat, doesn't it? A little bit, but to lose 2 points there. A few performances as well that probably weren't, up to scratch. I think Kabay looked a bit disinterested tonight when things weren't going his way. Maybe it was being back up in the northeast. Who knows? But even when he was trudging off to be subbed, he looked a bit disinterested. And Jednak had one of his sort of classic Jedi games of winning nearly every header and then getting the ball down, breaking up play, and then giving it away to the opposition. So, but at least we know what he does well is good for the team. So frustrating, but more positives there, and certainly weren't as bad in the first half as we were against West Brom. You just would have loved that win to take into the Liverpool game. I still think we're showing enough that we're going to stay up. We're going to be all right. And when we do get that win, I think things will tick into place for us. But the run continues. Still no wins in 2016, but we'll be all right. We're going to be all right, and we're going to win the cup as well. So that's going to be the memorable thing from this season. So there you go. That's my review of the Sunderland game. Here's Jay from the Eagles Beak with his thoughts. Comment below with your thoughts. Do you think Wickham was man of the match? I mean, if he was. If you say anyone else, then you're basically wrong. But yeah, comment below with what you thought on Palace's performance. Was Hennessy at fault? I don't think he was for either goal, but maybe you do. I don't know. Let us know. And follow us on Instagram and Snapchat. And here's Jay from the Eagles Beak. And I'll see you again soon.
Hi guys, welcome back to Palace Fan TV. This is Jim and Jay's final say, and we're looking back at the trip to Sunderland. And fair play to all those hardy souls travelling up to Wearside on a Tuesday evening. Seems to be the fixtures computer that throws out some of these friendly midweek games, but we shouldn't complain. We're in the Premier League. Tough result in the end, actually. We got a point, so I'd have taken a point before the game, and I'd have taken a point in our position at half time as well. 1-0 down to a terribly deflected goal, to be honest. Perhaps against the run of play, we had a lot of the ball in that first half. When you're down there, you don't get the luck, do you? As we found in recent games, I mean, decisions is one thing, and then things conspire against you when you're struggling and trying to get out of the awful run of form we're currently in. But we fought back after that second half. 2 good goals from Connor Wickham. I mean, he's on fire at the moment, and it's great to see him starting to win some fans over, actually, because I know fans which aren't completely confident in him, but 4 goals in the last 2 games is a great return, and we've needed that. We really have. 2 goals against his former club. Obviously, there's a bit of incentive there for him to do that. And it was a shame to see him go off and not stay up beyond the pitch to try and get his hat trick, because he was booed throughout the game by the home fans, and It was on a hat trick in the West Brom game as well. I think his all-round game was decent, which is perhaps not the same that can be said for some of the other players. I mean, Kabay was, I don't know, he was a little bit out of sorts. He showed us some quality in certain areas, but for me, when he loses a ball and uses the hand gestures, and we need people to be getting stuck into the game. And talk about players getting stuck in, Jednak was doing what we expect of him. However, he seemed to be quite a way off the pace, slow. Maybe that's just due to not playing much recently, I don't know, but he seemed to struggle in particular parts of the game, which is a bit of a shame. I think defensively we look shaky. We do. There's just no confidence there. Hennessy came out and claimed, came off his line a few times today, which I've been highly critical of recently of him. But I have to say, is he at fault? I want to see the second goal again. I haven't seen it on TV. I've seen it on a grainy stream online. But looks to me that it was a speculative effort, wasn't it? And it's so disappointing that we couldn't hold on for that vital 3 points, I would say. I mean, a point doesn't do Sunderland any favours whatsoever, really. And we'd probably take the point more than they would. And I certainly would have done before the game. Definitely, as I said, would have done at half time, being 1-0 down or after half time. So I think there's a certain amount of progress in there from the West Brom game. We learnt from that poor first half. It wasn't hugely better than that one, but just so disappointed tonight because I thought those two goals would see off Sunderland, but it just goes to show how frail we kind of are at the moment in this run of form. But it's a draw, our second draw of 2016. And hopefully it's something we can build on. I've said it before and it hasn't happened. I'm hopeful we can do that now. We're currently 9 points off of third from bottom Norwich, with I think Newcastle still have a game to play this week, and I think they'll still have a game in hand from not playing at a weekend. So while a point is decent for us, it pulls us away at the moment. I still don't think we're in a relegation battle just yet, but if this run continues, then we will be, because teams will pick up points behind us. There's no doubt about it. Somebody was saying to me the other day, Leicester have got an easy run in. Is it really an easy run in against teams in the bottom half of the table who still have, still want to get away from that bottom three? Still can be caught. I don't think it is that much easier than playing the top sides at this point in the season. So anybody can beat anybody. I just want to see us get 3 points from somewhere. Hopefully Liverpool on Sunday will be fantastic because we seem to do well against them. But there's no doubt about it. We need to get that win to find that confidence, get that confidence back in the side. And it looks to me we're a team carrying knocks, and we will do between now and end of the season. We're going to get to that point. We're going to struggle over the line, but I still think we'll do it. A lot of people are suggesting that Pardew needs to go. It is a bad run of form. He has bad runs of form at every club he's been at. It seems to go in a good long run of form, which is what we had earlier in the season. We were enjoying doing what we were doing, but it's not so much fun at the moment. Hopefully we can see it turn around. I am hopeful it will. I know there's a lot of negativity on social media at the moment, but some people think that's rightly so. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of games. We've got Liverpool at home, then we've got the FA Cup, which maybe is seeing us take our eye off the ball a little bit, or the league form, but we'll see how that pans out. Thanks for watching. As you know, Palace Fan TV is all across social media, Facebook, Twitter, and obviously YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, follow and like all the other pages, and Snapchat as well. Thanks for watching. We want to hear your views on the game as well, so leave your comments underneath this video and we'll be interested to read them. We'll catch you after the next game. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.